Here, my man Akoye.
What's good, man?
So with you?
Once again, man. Thanks for having me back, man. I had fun last time, man. I had fun last time. How
Hey,
you?
yo, everybody loved the Crawford breakdowns.
Oh man, appreciate that. Yeah.
Like they felt like it's the most neutral breakdown in all of YouTube. It seemed like everybody picked a side,
Yeah.
and you could tell they have a vested interest in either party.
That's because I don't like none of them dudes. No, they cool, but
you strictly always.
It's just boxing. Just stick it. I'm just sticking to the sport itself. I'm not like, I'm not a fan of any one. I just like boxing when I see it. I analyze it. That's all.
Now you train fighters, right?
Right.
And one of your fighters went up against Jaron Ennis in sparring.
Oh yeah.
And I'm going to parallel that off. So Boots.
Two of them actually.
Okay.
Two of them actually. Yeah.
So Boots knocks out Custio Clayton.
Mm-hmm.
Were you surprised that happened in the fashion that it did?
Not at all. Not at all. The way, like when you sparring, Boots spar with 16-ounce gloves on and knock guys out. I won't say this particular guy's name. Like I had two guys spar him. I had one, I'll say his, Anas Masoudi out of Morocco, probably 2 years ago, maybe, 2019, 2020. He came here twice. He sparred with J-Rock for one, both times he was here.
He was national champion in Morocco.
Yeah,
Decorated,
they'll be back in September.
Okay.
But they both dope. And he actually went 4 rounds of Boots, and I was surprised. Because at that time, me personally, I'm like, you could have done better. I thought he could have done better. And that was until I bought another guy to spar Boots. Then I learned Boots. I learned how he is. Now, in his gym, if you're from his gym, obviously you're not trying to destroy his guys. He helps his guys get ready. But it's just something about Philly when you bring a guy from a different gym or a guy from a different state, it's like they smell blood is on. Because, it's just, we come from a long line of gym war tradition. And Boots does not disappoint, I'll tell you that. There's a kid from Detroit, from Crunk Gym, I brought down here. He was probably around 7-0, 6 foot 1-ish, 154. And I had him going to other gyms. I didn't bring him to Boots Gym on purpose. I wasn't going to let him spar. But I went to Cali. I had some business to take care of out there. So I went out there. And his handlers called me and they said, we just want to see what we got. Because they was about to invest him. So they said they was going to take him over to Boots. I said, don't do that. Don't do that. Long story short, I wasn't there, but I heard he got knocked out in the second round. And let's just say that's the last time I heard from him or seen him. I think he retired from boxing from a sparring event. And he wasn't injured. It's not like he got damaged, no torn retina, no nothing like that. He just, that was it. I ain't clowning him wherever you at, man. I ain't going to say your name. I ain't going to put you out there, but that definitely did happen. So when you say, was I surprised by the Clayton stoppage? Not even a little bit, no. That's what he do in sparring. So that's definitely what he's going to do with some 8 ounces on. He's going to tear you up. And if you're not giving him an answer, which I didn't see, like Clayton was trying to lean in right hand dominant and thought he was safe, because usually you are when you're dealing with a guy who's just throwing straight long punches. But and my hats goes off to Bozy too, because I actually heard him call that out right before the round. He said, crack down on him, because he was basically saying, like, when he leaned over like that, start cracking down on him. Or some word he used. I don't know if that was the same word, but he definitely called it. I heard him say it, and then he did it immediately, and that was a wrap. So shout out to those guys. Like, they really, they know what they're doing over there. But no, I wasn't surprised by what Boots did at all. No.
You had some fans and pundits say that was a legal shot.
Illegal?
Yeah.
Illegal how?
They said it was a rabbit punch.
A rabbit punch is when you intentionally aim for the back of someone's head, meaning like you either looking at the back of the head, you got them in a clinch, and you're intentionally punching the back of the head. That's a rabbit punch. If I go to swing on you and you lean in a way or turn, and I wind up hitting you in the back or in the back of the head, it's not rabbit. If I hit you in the kidney because you turn and lean to the side, that's on you. You know what I mean? If I intentionally aim for your kidney or aim for the back of your head, those are illegal blows. But it started off as a legal punch, and the contortion of Clayton turned it, if you want to call it, illegal. But people get hit behind the ear all the time. That's what happened to him. That's why his equilibrium was off, because he got hit in the ear. If you get hit in the ear or behind the ear, that take your balance out. Like you got like vertigo.
Is that what happened with Wilder when he got when the first knockdown in, I think the second fight.
Against Fury.
Yeah, it was like a clubbing right hand.
I think that was a wait. I ain't gonna start that shit back up. But I'm just saying, I ain't gonna start that back up. But no, definitely probably what happened to Wilder. But Wilder didn't get hit in the back of the ear. Wilder had a dent in the side of his head, and I ain't never seen a man capable of putting a dent in another man's head. Period. So how that happened? You know, I'm not a scientist. All I'm saying is that was amazing. You know what I mean? That was amazing. I give Fury his credit for beating Wilder in that third fight, though. I think that fight, there was a lot of eyes on both those guys because of all the controversy. So I know he came in, you know, having a fight clean on that one. And when I say fight clean, I'm not trying to pin him as the dirty guy. Because really just keeping it all the way funky, man. One of my favorite trainers of all time, Emmanuel Stewart. He just like Angelo Dundee and all those guys, man. They know all the tricks of the trade. And if you watch Lennox Lewis back in the day, everybody watched Lennox Lewis versus Michael Grant, right? You saw Lennox Lewis hold Michael Grant head down, uppercutting him like that's just dirty. It's called dirty boxing for a reason. You know what I mean? So infighting is a dirty business, man. You just got to be rugged and ready to do it. You can look at, you know, guys like Bernard Hopkins, they great at things like that, just little tricks and stuff like that. So I don't have a problem with that type of fight. You know, you got to prepare for that type of fight if you know that's the type of guy you fight. But I think in the third fight, it was just skill on skill. And shout out to Wilder for stepping it up a little bit. I think he did a good job kind of trying to reinvent himself a little bit with his footwork and some of his movement and setups, because I think he was a little amateurish with some of his setups, you know what I mean? But still wasn't enough to deal with Fury. So Fury got the rubber match fair and square.
Now, when speaking on the shot in the air, do you think that Clayton gave up? Because some people felt like he could have got up.
Did you see his legs?
Yeah,
he got up.
I'm just giving you. I'm giving you like the fans' perspective, because I seen in the comments like, oh no, he gave up. And, oh, he could have did this, he could have did that.
They say that because he was gracious after the fact. Like, when you listen to him talk, he said, man, I had to fight you, so on. He was so gracious after the fact that people kind of took that like, oh, he just laid down. No, that shot on the ear, you can see he what he did was he got up too fast. He got up way too fast. Like, his equilibrium was off because his first instinct was to try to get up. He should have just gathered himself, took a breath, let the wooziness kind of dissipate and take that stand. And
kind of like
but when he got
Zab
up,
and Custio, like that.
Exactly, like Zab and Custio. Zab probably could have got up from that too, but his pride and ego made him try to jump up, and Clayton got up too fast. And then when the ref has to try to protect him, and especially you don't send a wounded duck back in there against Boots, even though it was the end of the round. He probably could have got himself together, but when the ref saw him, he asked him, was he okay? And then he said yeah, but fell into the ropes. Nobody gonna let that keep going, man. So nah, I don't have a problem with that stoppage. I think it was a legit knockout. I think what people are going to start doing, and it just comes with the territory, and Boots just gotta know that and be prepared for it. But when you start getting to a point where people can't figure out why you're winning in the fashion you're winning, they're going to come up with anything in the imagination to try to discredit the work that you put in it. You know what I mean? That just comes with the territory. You know, you got people who still hate on Kobe and he gone. You know what I mean? You got people who hated on Jordan. You got people hating on LeBron right now. AI, regardless of who you know, what sport you like or who you like, that comes with being at a certain level. And it just shows that he's primed to be at that level. Because if he wasn't, nobody would give a damn. You know what I mean? They'd just say, hey, he's fighting a bunch of bums. But when you start fighting guys that they think are supposed to give him trouble, and he's still, you could say that he's not fighting, obviously, the pound for pound best, because they don't have a reason to fight him right now. But Lipinus is not, a joke. He's not a nut. You know what I mean? He dismantled him. Delorme, same thing, dismantled him. You know what I mean? So the guys that he's getting rid of, they're not clowns. They're not just shit can guys. You know what I mean? So the only other excuse you can come up with is, they either don't really want to fight and they scared of him. It's, just like they used to say people would lose to Mike Tyson before they got in the ring. Like, no, they lost when Mike Tyson started punching people in the mouth. You know what I mean? When you get hit in the mouth, that's when you lose. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's adding to his legend. That's all.
Okay. Peace.